Okay, so this is the video for lesson 21. It's on rotating shapes, and I wanted to show you some cool stuff with it. So first we have the rotating shapes. We know about that. You just turn around, you have the pre-image and the image. We know about this stuff. But what they're saying is instead, what if we were to take a shape like this rectangle? Notice it has a radius, a height of 3. If we were to rotate it around and around and around, we would get around this horizontal line right here, we would get a cylinder whose radius is 3. So notice the height was 3, now the radius is 3. And so you calculate the volume of that cylinder. They actually have this video has got some cool stuff in it. I just wanted to skip right to the helpful things. They have a diagram. This girl talks about it. So this is where she talks about it right here. So pushing record. I hope you can have that. She says it has a base height of 2, and then you rotate it around that axis, and it has a cone of a radius 2. They had a sort of horizontal line, a rectangle. Wrap it around. Notice the width is 3. Rotates around, and then again a cylinder with a base radius 3. So there we go. So then the whole idea behind these is that you just take it and look at what it says for the axis and imagine it was just spinning around like you had it on a pencil and you were spinning it around like that. Okay, so like this one, it says that we have this one and it says rotated around the y-axis. So we spin this around and around and around. Notice right now it has a width of 2, so that means it's going to be a cylinder with a radius of 2 units. And that's what you do with those. Then this one says this is a cone with a radius of 3 units. So again, it's around the y-axis. So you spin it. It has this base length of 3. So the radius is going to be 3 units also. And that's it. That's all you have to do for those. And then we're going to go right into the slices of 3D things with three-dimensional shapes like this. And I wanted to show you something cool with this. I have this floating bubble thing. I don't know if you can hear it or not. But see, they have this foam stuff and they slice it off. So this is a cross section of what is coming out. If they would keep that going, it would be like a huge M, and they can do all sorts of shapes and stuff with that. So there we go. So that's an example of when they would use that. But we're talking about cross sections. We talked about in our live lesson, we talked about if you were to slice this star fruit, this is why it's called a star fruit, because it looks like a star. The flavor of those is very fun and crisp. But they actually have down here, they have really good examples of cross sections, because you can take a cross section or a slice of anything. It's kind of like playing the game fruit slice, or if that bubble thing kept on going, like where would you slice it? They can only slice it horizontally, but if you could change it so you could slice it at any angle, these are the things that you would get. Like we're just looking at the shape of like a thin slice of those things, not the whole thing. So at the cone, you'd only have a point. Horizontal to the base would be, on this one would be a circle. If you sliced it diagonal to the base, it would be an oval. Going through the base like this, notice that's a parabola. And then if you went through the cone, that would actually be the graph of a absolute value. For any sphere, no matter where you sliced it, unless it just touched on the edge, it would be 1 point, but otherwise it's always going to be a circle. And then these are very helpful. So notice that this triangular prism can be a triangle, a rectangle if you slice it, a triangle, a trapezoid, a triangle, a triangle. These are all different types of triangles. Rectangle, triangle, trapezoid. So these are all the things that you could get when you're slicing this one. So those are the options. Rectangular prism. Notice you start with a hexagon here. Crazy, huh? Angle a little bit different. It's pentagon, equilateral triangle, regular triangle is a triangle, a rectangle, a square. This is if it's a cube. Another square if it's a cube. So it keeps on going through there. There's the rectangular pyramid. So look at those for how to do those. Everything is going to be in the next lesson.